So begin just by finding your asana or seat. That's what that word means in Sanskrit. Meditation seat. Meditation is one of those words that gets thrown around a lot, and there could be many different understandings of what that means. For me, it just basically stems around awareness and noticing awareness. So I invite you to start there, just noticing that you are aware. And noticing what you are aware of. Normally, we are so caught up with judging and trying to change what we're aware of, our sense experience, right? If we're too hot or too cold, we suffer, we try and change it. If someone says or does something we don't like, we try and change them or punish them or leave them, remove them from our experience. So during this time, the next hour or so that we're together, I'm going to invite you to take a different approach. Instead of trying to change what you're aware of, judging it, deciding that it's no good, that it needs to be different, to the best of your ability, see if you can just be curious. Be curious about whatever comes into your experience, good or bad. Now, the mind has a habit of labeling and then again trying to reject or to covet experiences, sensations, thoughts. So as we go through the different postures and exercises in today's class, you're going to find your mind will simply do that. You're not going to be able to control that. It will judge, I hate this pose. This doesn't feel good. Whatever it is. It's too hot. I'm sweating too much. So that's not going to change just because I gave you this little talk at the beginning of class. That's going to happen. So your job or responsibility in the class today is to notice when it's happening. Normally we don't. Normally we are so identified with the thoughts and the judgments and the reactions that we don't notice it. We just simply react. We come out of the pose. We turn on the AC. We turn off the class and go get a cup of tea. So the invitation today is to simply notice when you go into that sort of state and to relax and just notice the mind working, notice the emotions, notice the sensations that maybe cause the reaction. Now let's begin to deepen our breathing. Inhale, fill the belly, ribs, and upper chest. Exhale, just reverse that. This is called Dirga. This breathing is much deeper than a normal breath. So if you're just breathing in a relaxed, normal way, that isn't really what we're doing. This is deeper than normal. Continue with the deep breathing, but now intentionally create a sound like you're fogging a mirror. This is called ujjayi, and it's the same as if you were fogging a mirror, but you just keep your mouth closed. You also would like to create sound both on the inhale as well as the exhale. Now, while these techniques aren't necessarily easy, especially at first, they aren't meant to be done in a aggressive, efforting way. So to the best of your ability, do the techniques, but try and do them in a relaxed way, in a comfortable way. Find a balance, because again, if we just drop the technique, then we're comfortable, we're relaxed, but we aren't doing the technique anymore. And on the other hand, we can do the technique, but we might be trying too hard, making too much of an effort, adding a lot of tension unnecessarily. So to the best of your ability, find that balance. And that doesn't go just for the breathing. It's throughout the class today. Again, I can stop a pose at any time, and then I'm relaxed and I'm back in a comfortable position. But we can't always do that in life. And the class is a metaphor for life. A death of a loved one. I lost my father last year. I can't get out of that. There's no way to bring him back. So I must continue on with that reality. And so while we can come out of the poses, we can stop the breathing, we can get up and go to the bathroom when things get difficult, we don't learn by doing that. And there's a lot to learn in a class like this. So with our next exhale, let's transition to tabletop. We'll begin a simple warm-up. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, crown of the head up. Exhale, tuck tailbone, round the back, crown of the head down. Then coming back to neutral, bring the knees to touch, take a nice deep breath, and as you exhale, drop your hips to the right as you look to the left. Inhale to center, and exhale to the other side. Then coming back to neutral with the knees apart, bring the hands together. And then inhale, bring the right arm up, follow with your gaze. Exhale that hand down, inhale the left hand up, and exhale, moving side to side. Good. Let's come back to neutral now that we've warmed up the spine. Tuck the toes and just pedal our feet back and forth a few times. This is primarily for the legs now. And then coming into your full expression of down dog, fingers wide, hands shoulder width, index fingers parallel. Feet hip distance, heels reaching toward the ground, and chest drawing toward the toes. Again, just noticing what are you aware of now. And again, we'd like to be aware of our own reactions, our own judgments, our own thoughts, what sometimes in psychology is called self-speak. We tend to talk to ourselves in our head. Many of us think that those thoughts or that voice is us. That's me. Well, why are you talking to yourself then? Is there a need to talk to yourself? So again, these are things that most of us, we don't really question or look at. We just take it for granted that we need to talk to ourselves. But what if that voice that you hear in your head, what if that actually isn't you? But you've been believing that voice and listening to that voice your whole life. But what if that voice actually isn't really you? And what if you stopped listening to that voice? What would your life be like? So for instance, when we hold a pose like this for a long time, the voice in our head might protest. It might tell us all kinds of things about the class or the pose or the teacher or our body, whether we're in shape or injured. But we don't have to listen to that voice. We can notice it. Again, just make it conscious. Be aware that it's there. With our next exhale, let's walk our feet to the hands. We'll come into a ragdoll. You can grab the opposite elbow. Nod or shake the head. Bend the knees, sway the hips. Just gently stretching the back of the body. And then with arms relaxed, we'll inhale and just gradually roll up to standing. And then let's start some sun salutations with a standing back bend. So we'll inhale, arms up, touch palms, and lift the heart. Lengthening from the pubic bone through the chin. Inhaling through center, let's exhale to a forward fold. Inhale to half lift, and exhale to the top of a push-up, aligning ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. Make sure the wrists are directly below your shoulders and that your shoulders are engaged. Let's take a deep breath here, and as we exhale, we'll drop the knees and bend the arms. Take a breath or two here. Have the elbows hug the ribs. And then with the next exhale, lower the rest of the way down. As you inhale, press into the tops of your feet and your palms. Lift your head, neck, chest, and even abdomen, but keep your hips on the ground. The next exhale, lower back down, press back to tabletop, and then to downward facing dog. From downward dog, let's inhale to the toes, and as we exhale, make our way to the front edge of the mat. We'll inhale up to our standing back bend, and then this time grabbing the right wrist with the left hand. As we exhale, we send our hips to the right as we pull the arm to the left, creating a lot of length in that side of our body. As we inhale, let's come back through center, switch wrists. We'll exhale over to the other side. Let's inhale back to center, and as we exhale, release into forward fold. We inhale to half lift and exhale again to the top of a push-up for plank pose. So with your knees up, the push-ups are a little more difficult. It's very important when doing push-ups to bend your arms. So much better to drop the knees and then come down deeply with the arms than it is to keep your legs straight and do something like this. Okay, which I see all the time when I teach yoga. So just be honest with yourself. If you don't have the strength yet, then just drop those knees. Let's take a nice deep breath in, exhale halfway down, and then we inhale, straighten the arms and the legs. That's upward facing dog. You can repeat cobra instead. And as you exhale, pull the feet in at the same time as you lift your hips up and back for downward dog. All right, let's do one more variation of Sun A. So we inhale to the toes, pin the hands, exhale, front edge of the mat. Let's inhale all the way to standing, and then we exhale, half moon. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. Inhale to center, and then exhale as you sit back in an imaginary seat for chair pose. So most of the postures we've done, except with the push-ups, are stretching poses. So this is more about strengthening. So it's going to feel different. And again, I'll invite you to just notice the quality of your experience. You might feel a burning in your legs. Again, your mind, that voice in your head might be freaking out right now. The longer we hold it, the more agitated it might get. But again, you are not that voice. You can listen to that voice, you can question what it says, and you can de-identify from it. Let's take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we release into forward fold. Inhale to half lift, and if you can, exhale right to the bottom of your push-up. Inhale to up dog or cobra. And if you're able, put a push-up on your way out. Otherwise, use tabletop or go straight back to downward dog. Okay, let's bring our feet to touch. Inhale the right leg up and back, and as we exhale, let's touch that knee high up on our right arm. Okay, holding it there and breathing as high as we can. And then we inhale that leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge. We'll drop the back heel to the ground. And as we inhale, we come up into this, which is a warrior one, very similar to a pose we do often in this class called crescent lunge, but a little bit different. In crescent lunge, the back heel is up, the hips are squared off. Here, the back heel is down. The hips generally can't square as much. But this leg is the same. The knee is over the heel. Again, lunging, pointing straight ahead. This thigh approaching parallel. My arms are also the same, straight up and back. Okay? Good. Let's take a nice deep breath. We're going to exhale right to the bottom of the push-up, and we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. Let's bring our feet to touch here. We'll inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale that knee high up on the left arm, and we'll just take a breath or two. Then we inhale that leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge, drop the back heel. We inhale up to warrior one on the other side. So that front foot should intersect the back foot at the heel or the arch. Either one is fine. Remember that this is not a warrior one. Okay, we really want that knee right over the heel. Back leg is straight and the foot is firmly planted. This is also not warrior one. Okay, so again, you might feel your arms. And what we'd like to do is just relax and be aware of the different sensations and thoughts, the way we handle stress or difficult, uncomfortable postures. How do we react to that? What sorts of thoughts and emotions and actions do we want to take? Let's take a deep breath. We exhale bottom of the push-up, making our way back to downward facing dog. Okay, from here, let's inhale to the toes. We'll exhale to a seat, and we'll learn something that many of you have done with me before. It's called an inverse tabletop, or sometimes it's also called the crab. So the hands are behind you, fingers pointing forward, generally under the shoulders more or less. Feet are hip distance, the knees are bent. And what we'd like to do is lift up, and more or less, it doesn't have to be perfect, but more or less my wrists are under my shoulders and my heels are under my knees. And then I lift my body as much as possible so that my shoulders, my hips, my knees are all aligned. And then I can just have my head in a comfortable position. I don't necessarily have to let it drop back, just hold it up. Okay, so this is the basis for many exercises we'll do today. The thing I most want you to be aware of is what you feel in your shoulders. So for some people that might be too intense, in which case you just maybe don't lift your hips quite as high. We are trying to lift the hips as much as possible, but if you feel a lot of pinching or something going on in your shoulder, then maybe you don't lift quite as high. Maybe you even skip it and you see a doctor or somebody for your shoulder. Okay, let's cross those ankles. We exhale, roll forward to the bottom of a push-up, making your way back to downward dog. From downward dog, let's inhale to the toes and we'll exhale to the front edge of the mat. And then we inhale up to standing. As we exhale, we take chair pose, bring our hands to the heart, and we bring the left elbow over the right thigh. So I sometimes call this prayer twist. So the hips are down. Reach through the crown of the head toward the wall that's in front of the crown of your head. So you're extending the spine. Okay, and then you're pressing your right hand and your left hand and drawing that right shoulder back. And try looking up. Notice how that can help you deepen that twist. Good. Let's inhale back up to standing. So all the way up, let it go completely. And then let's exhale the other side. Now again, what yoga is really about is about awareness. So if you're focused too much on doing this pose perfectly, or again, on judging whether this is a good class or not, or whether you like it or not, you're missing the awareness, the opportunity to be aware. To be aware of thoughts, judgments, sensations, emotions, the voice in your head, your breath. So much to be aware of. Good. So inhale, come on back up, and exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, or if you know your arm balances, you can do a crow pose here. And then exhale right to the bottom of a push-up. Inhale the up dog, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Okay, let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale the right knee high up on the right arm. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale to the center. So it might be nose, chin, or forehead. Just try and hold it there as you breathe. Don't hold your breath. Good. Inhale that leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale to warrior one again. And then as we exhale, let's open up into a warrior two, a side-facing warrior pose. Okay, so the hips and chest now try and face to the left. The arms are reaching out like you're trying to touch both walls. Now, one common mistake I see in this posture looks like this. So notice if you're doing that. Okay, yeah, you're looking forward, but you're not actually trying to go forward. So just bring those shoulders right back over the hips, but keep this knee lunging. Another common mistake looks like this or like this. Okay, so really try and create a nice, strong, purposeful posture, but you can soften those shoulders, you can soften your face. Let's take a deep breath here. Exhale, cartwheel down, bottom your push-up, or if you know your arm balances, you can do one here. I'll move to the other side just for demonstration purposes. Let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale left leg up and back. Exhale left knee, left arm. Inhale. And then exhale to the center. Hold it and breathe. Good. Inhale that leg up and back. Exhale as you lunge. And then inhale to warrior one. And then exhale to a warrior two. So what are you aware of as you hold this pose? If you are too focused on your voice in your head, you will not be aware even of the voice, and you will also not be aware of much else. The voice will completely color your experience. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up, making your way to downward dog. Okay, let's inhale to the toes and exhale to a seat. Now, if you had trouble doing the crab pose, I want you to just repeat that and see if you can refine it. Okay, if you're ready to add on, then we add a vinyasa, which is a movement that's coordinated with breath. So you inhale up. As you exhale, you pull your hips through your hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pull through. Now, if you have a long torso and short arms, then you may want to use 2 yoga blocks to help with that, okay? So don't be hesitant to do that. Now notice that my hips are not really touching the ground. I mean, I'm grazing the ground, but I'm actually pulling through my hands. Inhale up, exhale, pull through. So this is great for strengthening the posterior chain and also the core muscles, what we might call the core muscles, and the muscles in our shoulders as well. Again, there should be no pain in the shoulders, okay? So if there's pain, you need to modify or again work on maybe refining that crab pose, finding a way that you can do it pain-free. Okay, cross those ankles, exhale, roll forward, make your way to the bottom of a push-up. All right, we inhale to the toes, to the hands, exhale, front edge of the mat. We're going to inhale all the way up to standing. And then as we exhale, we take a twist over to the right. This time, inhale, open up the arms. As you exhale, see if you can bring your hands to the ground, shoulder width, arms bent. Look up and not down. Now notice that my left arm is in contact with my leg. Okay? Notice my arms are bent. From here, what I'd like to do is gradually shift weight to my arms off of my feet. And that's a pose that's called side crow. It's an arm balance. And it might be considered advanced yoga. It has a lot of very practical purposes. It helps us to keep strength in the muscles of the upper body. And that helps us to keep our bone density, which is an especially important thing for women, especially as they get a little older. They begin losing bone density. It's called osteopenia or osteoporosis. So it might seem like a silly, useless thing. Oh, I don't need to learn that. But actually, it can do a lot for your health. Let's do the other side. So we inhale up, we exhale to the other side. And inhale, open those arms. You may stay here if you have injuries or other things. But otherwise, I really recommend just trying to do what you can do. So maybe you just bring your arms to the ground. Maybe that's it. Maybe you look up. And then just maybe you can shift the weight off of your feet and onto your arms. Maybe not. It's fine either way. The important thing is trying. Okay, that's the most important thing, that you make your best effort. Okay, let's inhale back up to standing. And we exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift or crow or even handstand if that's a part of your practice. And then exhale to the bottom of push-up. Make your way to down dog. Okay, let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to right arm. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale to the center if you can. Inhale, lift, and exhale to the opposite arm as high as you can. Again, try and relax the face, keep the breath flowing. You can hear the tone in my voice is very relaxed. Let's inhale that leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge. Drop the back heel. We inhale to a warrior one. Exhale to a warrior two. And then we inhale to what's called a reverse warrior. Now the key to doing this is not straightening your leg as you reach back, okay? So we really want to keep lower body is still lunging forward. In the upper body, we add a stretch right in here. Can you feel that? Hopefully you can. One teacher I studied with recommends doing this, which you're welcome to do. You might even be able to increase the stretch. Good. Let's inhale back up. We exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. And other side, so feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back.
Exhale, left knee to left arm. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm. Hold and breathe. Good. Inhale, leg up and back. Exhale as you lunge. Drop the back heel. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. And inhale to reverse or peaceful warrior. Good. Inhale back up and exhale, bottom of the push-up. Make your way to downward facing dog. From down dog, let's inhale to our toes. We exhale to a seat. Again, we will have the option to just do a crab and hold that if that's where you are with things. Again, your crab might look like this, right? You might just barely be doing it because of an injury or something else. And it could be that you need to skip it. That's okay too. Otherwise, we learned to add the vinyasa, and now we'll add a little bit more, which is lifting the legs. So for this one, we inhale up, exhale, I pull through, and then I lift a leg. Inhale back up, exhale, pull through, and I lift the opposite leg. Okay, so you're alternating side to side. And if you'd like more, you can lift both legs simultaneously. So you inhale up and then exhale, lift both legs, inhale. And again, remember, you can use blocks if you like. Good. Next time you come down, let's cross those ankles, roll forward, make your way to the bottom of a push-up. Back to down dog. Okay, so let's do a little standing balance. We haven't done any of that yet. We'll inhale to the toes. Exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing. And as you exhale, bend your knees, coming into a type of chair pose. And then we bring the right elbow under the left, palms in front of the face. Now, if you can't do that, just do this instead. But if you can, join the palms in front of your face. And then inhale the right knee over the left. If you can wrap toes, great. If not, just you can use those toes for balance on the ground. And then we're dropping down, feeling those legs, dropping the elbows down, feeling the shoulders and the arms. And this is called Eagle, Garudasana. Good. So inhale, we unwind everything, and then exhale to the other side. Inhale and exhale into Eagle. Good. Inhale, unwind everything, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way to down dog. Okay. From down dog, we bring our feet to touch. Let's inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to right arm. Inhale, lift it. Exhale to center. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm. Kick that foot out, drop the back heel. And then inhale, it's called fallen triangle. Now if this is too much, you drop that bottom knee down, okay, for a little added support. Actually, a lot of added support. Otherwise, keep that leg straight. Let's exhale the hand down. We inhale the leg up and back. And exhale as we lunge. We inhale to our warrior one. Exhale to our warrior two. Inhale to reverse or peaceful warrior. And then we exhale to one that I don't think I've taught you guys, which is the extended side angle. Okay, so that the shoulders are stacked, the hips are stacked, basically trying to create a straight line there along the whole side of my body. I can rest my elbow on the knee here, and I want to look up ideally. So lots of space in my left and right waist, my chest and my belly. Good. From here, inhale back up to warrior two and exhale to the bottom of a push-up. Let's do the other side. Feet touch. Inhale left leg. Exhale. Inhale, exhale center. Inhale, exhale opposite arm. Kick it out, drop the back heel. Inhale, fallen triangle. Good. Exhale the hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale lunge. Inhale Virabhadrasana 1. Virabhadrasana 2. Reverse warrior. And then the extended side angle pose. Good. Let's inhale, we come back up, and exhale, cartwheel down to the bottom of a push-up. Okay, let's inhale to the toes, and we'll exhale to a seat. Again, we'll take another look at the crab, and you're welcome to repeat or try for the first time any of the variations we've done. So maybe if you've been working on your static crab and you feel like you've got it, you might try adding some movement at this point. To add on, we add the arms this time. So we inhale up, and then exhale, we pull through, lift the legs, and then inhale up, and then exhale, bend the arms. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, pull through, lift the legs. One or both. Exhale, inhale. So that's called a tricep dip. It's a great way to strengthen the muscles in your arms and shoulders, the triceps specifically, which are the muscles on the back of your arms there. All right, the next time you come down, let's cross those ankles, exhale to the bottom of a push-up, making our way to the down dog. From down dog, we'll inhale to our toes, exhale to the front edge of the mat. Let's inhale up to standing. And then let's exhale, hands to our hearts, bend those knees, and then we'll inhale the right knee over the left and create those eagle legs, okay? And then what I'd like to do is add a twist, literally, to that pose. So I see if I can twist over to the right. And just like we did with the chair pose earlier, See if I can crank that shoulder back while maintaining my balance. Good. Let's inhale all the way back up. It's not easy to do. It's okay. Again, the practice simulates life. And I think everybody finds challenge in living a human life. Everybody. Everybody. You might look around and think someone's got it easy. I don't think it's easy. I don't think it's easy being human, period. I don't think anyone has it easy. It only looks that way from the outside. So again, the practice invites us to bring awareness. By becoming more aware in the practice, we can become more aware in our lives. Okay, let's inhale. Come on, back up. Deep breath in, and we exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of your push-up. Make your way to down dog. Okay, let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to right arm. Inhale. Exhale to the center. Inhale. Exhale to the opposite arm. Inhale to fallen triangle. And then exhale, hand and hips down. Bend those knees deeply. And then bring your forearms to the ground. And you're initiating a spinal twist here. Okay, this is called the auspicious twist. From here, we can take it a little further by bringing the left shoulder to the ground and then right palm onto left palm. Good. Let's straighten our legs, return our hands to the ground. We get out of it how we came into it. So we inhale back to fallen triangle. Exhale the hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale as we lunge. We inhale to a warrior one. Exhale to a warrior two. Inhale to reverse or peaceful warrior. And then this time, let's bring our hands to the heart. We pivot the back heel off the ground and then come into a nice deep twist. Okay, so same as we did earlier, we try and bring the elbow over the knee or thigh. And if you have long arms, you might be able to bind this posture. I don't have particularly long arms, so it's not an option for me. Okay, from there, we take a nice deep breath in and exhale, bottom of the push-up. Let's do the other side. So feet touch. We inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale. And then coming down, we take the auspicious twist. Now again, I'm doing the deeper version, but you don't need to go quite so deep unless you do need to. How do you know if you need to? Well, you don't feel much of anything. If you're bored, kind of checked out, if you're sitting there thinking, what's the point of this? Then see about taking it a little further. See if you begin to feel something stretching in your body. Okay, we come out of it how we got into it. So inhale, fallen triangle, exhale that hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse or peaceful warrior. Exhale to rotated crescent lunge, Pavrita Asta Chandrasana. Good. Let's take a deep breath in, and we exhale to the bottom of push-up, making your way to down dog. All right, let's see if we can put everything together in one last posture. So we inhale to the toes. Oh, sorry, we have a couple postures left. So let's find a seat, and we'll take a look at what's called the inclined plane. So this is the granddaddy of the crab. So the crab, or the inverted tabletop, is a basic or easy version of this posture. You might actually find this posture isn't that difficult, which is great. But the crab and all those things that we did are postures that help us build strength and awareness for doing a posture like this one. So this is a classical posture. It's called Purvottanasana. So the hands are in the same position as before, but you'll notice now my legs are straight. I'm actually pointing my toes, not flexing, I'm pointing them, because ideally I get the soles of my feet to the ground. Okay. Now as I inhale, I lift my hips as much as I can, and I drop my head back. Now if there's pain in your neck, you're going to keep your chin tucked. Again, I'm bringing the soles of my feet toward the ground. This is a kind of back bend, but more than anything, it's a strengthener. So it's not a particularly deep back bend. Good. Let's exhale. We come on down. It's not really, I shouldn't have said that. It's not really a back bend, but it strengthens many of the same muscles that a back bend does. Okay? Okay. Cross those ankles. Exhale. Roll forward. Bottom of your push-up. Now let's see if we can put everything together in one last challenging pose. And I want to remind everybody, if you can't do this, that's not important. It's not important to do this next posture. It is important to try and to notice what kinds of thoughts and feelings and judgments arise as you try to do it. So again, our thoughts when we meet challenge usually go on the attack, and that can go often outward. So again, that can show up as frustration at me or the class, or it goes inward, where we maybe get mad at our body or ourselves. We think, God, I'm so lazy, or why can't I do this, or what's wrong with me? Okay? So again, we just want to notice our tendencies, those types of things. Notice if that comes up for us, okay? All right, so let's inhale from the front of our mat up to standing, and then we again exhale into a chair. Inhale the right over the left. Exhale, we take a twist. Okay, so already this is really challenging. Even for me, it's challenging. Okay, from there, I inhale, open up those arms, and then I see if I can bring my hands to the ground carefully, shoulder width, elbows bent, look forward, and then as we did earlier, I shift weight off of my legs and onto my arms. Okay, so we come into a Parsva Garudasana, a rotated, like a side crow eagle pose. Okay, side eagle. Okay, let's inhale back up, and we exhale. We're going to try it on the other side. So left leg over right. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, the arms open, and then take your time carefully. See if you can bring yourself down. Look up, arms bent, and you shift weight off of the feet. Again, why is it so hard? Well, it requires flexibility, requires strength, requires coordination. So it really is putting everything that we cultivate in this class together. And then we also want to do it in a relatively calm and relaxed way. So that's where the mindfulness and the breath come into play. Okay, everyone. Nice work. Let's go ahead. Inhale up. We exhale forward. Inhale, half lift. And we'll just exhale back onto our back. We're going to unwind now for a few moments before we do our final relaxation. So let's bring the legs in. And we can just do a little bit of gentle movement, helping the body to release and relax tension it might be holding on to. Done a little twisting today, so let's do one more. This one very relaxed. So with the knees in, I'm just going to drop them to the left as I look to the right. Let your breathing be natural now and just close your eyes. I'll again invite you to notice what's going on inside. Notice if that voice is there. Notice what it might be saying to you. So inhale, knees back to center, and we'll exhale them to the other side. An interesting thing that can happen when you start to listen to that voice is you might find that that voice is very often very negative and very harsh. So just questioning, first noticing and then questioning what it tells us about ourselves and other people and the world around us. This alone can be a game changer. So inhale, knees back to center. We'll grab the soles of the feet. This is called Happy Baby. Again, the idea here is just to help the body release and relax anything it's holding on to. So we just give it a good stretch and move it a little bit. And then as you are ready, you unwind onto your back into what we call Shavasana. Grab your phone, set it for 6 minutes, timer for 6 minutes, and then close your eyes and see if you can play dead for the next 6 minutes. So even if your dog comes over and licks your face, even if the phone rings, just for the next 6 minutes, you just pretend that you can't move. We call this Shavasana.